Okay, my name is Afifah binti Yusuf. So I will present on introduction of agriculture in India. So agriculture has long been an essential component of the Indian economy, providing a living for a large section of the people while also fostering food security and economic growth. The agriculture sector in India is diverse, encompassing everything from crop agriculture and animal husbandry to fisheries and forests. The project will investigate significant features of agriculture in India, such as its place in history, major crops, farming practice, and so on. So, India is a prominent player in the global agriculture sector, and agriculture is the main form of income for 55% of the Indian population. India boasts the world's largest herd of cattle, which is buffalo, the largest ever planted to wheat, rice, and cotton, and its world's targets producer of milk, pulse, and spices. So, as a result, farmers become an essential component of the industry in order to provide us with food. Okay, for the first issue is inadequate crop rotation, which is it is a major issue in agriculture sector in current scenario. In India, long-term cereal rotation have resulted in nutritional imbalance, increased infestation, and soil nutrition. This cereal rotation strategies must be implemented in order to improve the crop. Crop rotation aims to enhance crop output while preserving all fertility. Importantly, birds may be a viable option for diversifying or intensifying cereal rotation. Must have the capacity to improve soil organic carbon content and spread nutrient across the soil profile. So inadequate use of manure and fertilizer, which is for generation. Indian soil were utilized for farming with little regard for replenishing. Soil have become impoverished and tired as a result. Almost all crops have yields that are among the lowest on a worldwide scale. This is a serious problem that can be handled by increasing the usage of manure and fertilizer. On the other hand, amendment have a cumulative effect over time, but have a stronger long-term influence. Other concerns include decreased nutrient input rate and misalignment of nutrient supply and crop need during critical growth periods. Crop yield have increased in areas where agriculture practices are primarily reliant on the use of chemical fertilizer, but there has also been an increase in soil quality difficulties and environmental contaminant. As a result, agriculture organic waste, such as agriculture leftover animal manure or compost, has been widely regarded as an important agriculture fertilizer resources in agrosystems. So for the third issue is agriculture marketing. Agriculture marketing in rural India is still in a poor shape. In the absence of sound marketing infrastructure, farmers must rely on local traders and intermediaries to dispose of their farm produce, which is sold at a loss. In most cases, those farmers are obliged to sell their produce in hardship due to socioeconomic circumstances. Farmers in most small communities sell what they grow to a financial lender from whom they normally borrow money. Market fluctuations were unstable and variable agriculture market price might lead to lower farm income. Farmers may be discouraged from engaging in agriculture activities if they face unpredictable and poor pricing for their output, which may result in lower food production. As a result, food scarcity and food security may be jeopardized. And then the Rural Credit Survey report correctly stated that farmers generally sell their produce in an undesirable location and at an unfavorable time, and they frequently receive unfavorable condition in the lack of an organized marketing framework. Private traders and intermediaries dominant agriculture produce marketing and trading. The remuneration for the services given by the intermediaries raise the burden on the customer while the producer receive no gain. According to the numerous market surveys, middlemen take the approximately 48% of the price of rice, which is 52% of the price of groundnuts, and 60% of the price of potatoes offered by the customers. Within insufficient market infrastructure such as storage facilities, roadway, and information network, it can contribute to post-harvest losses, waste, and supply chain inefficiencies. These challenges have the potential to disrupt market availability and have an impact on food security. Agriculture marketing can lead to middleman exploitation, where the existence of several intermediates in the market of agriculture product may contribute to exploitative practices in which middlemen extract a major share of the earning, resulting in poorer returns for farmers. Farmers' income is reduced as a result of middlemen's exploitation, giving agriculture a less appealing living alternative. Farmers may be discouraged from engaging in agriculture as a result, resulting in poorer production of food and reduced food security. Then, with insufficient supply chain, it can result in delay, wastage, and also not good agriculture quality, and it reach the customer. So if agriculture does not reach the market timeline, food shortage, scarce supply, and reduced food security can all result from poor quality.
Hi, my name is Anna Francie and my student ID is 2021 4649228. Climate change has caused critical situation to distribute and produce high quality seeds to enhance agricultural productivity and continue farming expansion in India. The rise of temperature and extreme rain has impacted the size and quality of seeds. As a result, the crops in India did not have a good grains that are enough to be used as a supply of seeds. And according to Watershed Support Services and Activities Network Program Manager in July and August of 2020 and 2021, there were excess rain, which has interrupted the growing of plants, where plants were unable to receive enough nutrients from the soil, and they produce a weak grains. Usually, farmers in India were able to harvest at least 20 tons of produce, but in 2021, only 15 tons and the grains were unable to be used as seeds. Therefore, the climate change was in fact showing threat to the crops in India. Based on the book of Climate Change and Global Crop Productivity in 2000, varieties of wheat usually need temperature below 25 degrees Celsius, especially in the stage of grain filling. So, when the temperature rises even at 1 degree Celsius only, it can shorten the reproductive phase by 6% and duration of the grain filling by 5%, which eventually will reduce the yield. In addition, data from India Meteorological Department depicted that the rule of 25 degrees Celsius often breached as India reached 30 degrees Celsius temperature every year. The country produced 106.84 million tons of wheat during that year, as data provided by the Union Ministry of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare. Plus, paddy was also facing the same issues. Besides, the high temperature has caused spreading of disease and resulted in stunting in plants as well. The Indian government established the NSC, National Seeds Corporation, in 1969 and SFCI, State Farmers Corporation of India, 1963, to address these issues.
Assalamualaikum, my name is Muhammad Badrul Amin and I will explain about government intervention. First is irrigation infrastructure. The Ministry of Water Resource, River Development and Ganga Rejuvenation is responsible for the Accelerated Irrigation Benefit Program, while the Department of Land Resource oversees the Integrated Watershed Management Program and the Department of Agriculture and Cooperation manage the on-farm water management. The Ministry of Rural Development primarily focused on activities such as rainwater conservation, building farm pond, constructing water harvesting structure, small check dam, and contour banding. On the other hand, the Ministry of Water Resource, River Development and Ganga Rejuvenation is responsible for implementing various measures to establish reliable irrigation source. The program framework of Pradhan Mantri Krishi Sinchayi Yojana aim to establish a decentralized approach where each state can independently formulate their irrigation development strategy based on district irrigation plan and state irrigation plan. This structure allows for effective project execution. PMKSY serve as a platform that bring together various water-related activity, including drinking water, sanitation, and the application of science and technology. The implementation of the program will be overseen and monitored by an Inter-Ministerial National Steering Committee (NSC). This committee will be chaired by the Prime Minister and will include Union Minister from relevant ministry. Second is research and development, natural resource management, and climate resilient agriculture. A soil test kit mini lab called Shack was developed, which is portable and cost effective. It enables rapid analysis and the distribution of soil health card to farmers. Over 11,000 of the kit were sold, facilitating convenient soil testing service at farmer doorstep. To address soil erosion and water management, a versatile rubber dam was designed for watershed. These dams serve multiple purposes such as reducing soil erosion, creating water storage facility, promoting groundwater recharge, and facilitating safe disposal of sediment. The India Council of Agricultural Research update and provide technical support to implement 650 District Agricultural Contingency Plan. Additionally, 31 integrated farming system model were developed to enhance farm productivity and increase the income of small and marginal farmers. In the field of organic farming, a comprehensive package of practice for 33 crop and cropping system was developed between 2016 and 2019. Efficient use of irrigation water was emphasized through the definition of optimum irrigation schedule for 32 crop and cropping system between 2014 and 2019. Standardized design and structure for rainwater harvesting were developed for varying a rainfall situation in 21 states. Department of Agricultural Research 2020.
Zero budget natural farming is a method of chemical-free agriculture that practice from traditional Indian practice. The production of yield naturally without the use of material compost is known as zero budget farming. It is unique because of it's free from chemical and then it based on agroecology. However, the zero budget natural farming encourage the use of organic fertilizer and the country itself of rigorous seed while to lowering the farming cost. As you can see the figure below, there are top 4 pillars in zero budget natural farming, which is Jivarmunta, Bijamitra, and Wa Apsasa. Jivarmunta is the first important pillar of the zero budget farming. It is a blend of the freshness of the cow and freshness of the cow urine, especially because it is a mixture of one type of natural fertilizer, use the indigenous of water, flour, and soil, and also the cow breed. This example that I said this is based from my understanding and my research. Then for the Bijamrita, it is used to treat the seed and it provides natural protection to the seed. For Ekhadana, it helps to maintain the soil moisture because the content or the production and does not ruin. And lastly, Wapasa is a condition where water molecule and air molecule are represented in the soil. It can cause to help to reduce the extra irrigation requirement. However, some of farmers are involved with debt and problem with their production. That cause of the indebtedness and suicide among farmers. According to the NSSO data, it almost 70% of agriculture households spend more than they earn. That's why, since zero budget natural farming requires spending money or borrowing money for external input, or their cost of production might be minimized, and the farming could be turned into the zero budget activity. This program will allow many small farmers to escape the debt cycle and make it easier to plan for the income of farmers. Farmers that adopt this program, zero budget natural farming practice, are provided training and financial assistance under the scheme of Parampragat Krishi Vikas Vojana (PKVY) program, which is where the state of government can receive funding for the agriculture development initiative and can use any organic farming model, including the zero budget natural farming at their distraction. Organic farming, introduced by the Indian Ministry of Commerce and Industry, has been operating the national program for organic production by organic farming without enough. If someone not enough money, they might commit suicide as a result of this debt cycle, which also causes poverty and unrest. So, especially in given the rising demand for organic farming enable farmer to obtain higher prices for their production. So in India, organic farming is not merely practiced by a select group of because of it depend on certified organic farmer. Also, by applying the RKVY, Rashtriya Krishi Vikas Yojana, the scheme program for farmers and to improve the economic condition of the farmer. Additionally, organic farming help local farmer to gain more authority and safeguard their environment from the dangerous chemical. Besides that, there is a market for organic food. Farmers who grow them from the organic farming that can provide it and profit from the organic farming itself. In this regard, buying organic food to ensure that the production process as a whole will not impact the surrounding area, especially on the local resident and so on. And then the concept of organic farming is supported by the government as an environmentally beneficial and sustainable farming practice. At last, by using only natural way to maintain soil fertility and to manage some disease, organic farming avoid the use of synthetic and chemical in agriculture. The first one is, we call it as a pure organic farming, which is to avoid every unnatural chemical. This is the process of pure farming, fertilizer, and they obtain from the natural sources. And then the organic farming also have integrated organic farming. That is, integrated organic farming consists of the nutrient management and integrated pest management.
The food security issues that happened in India was caused by several problems which mentioned before, including inadequate crop rotation, impact of climate change, and poor agricultural market. So due to the poor crop rotation, there is an imbalance of nutrients in the soil. Besides that, insect infestation was also in issues of the crops, even if farmers are using fertilizers and pesticides to maintain their crops. However, the side effect will be on the soil degradation. The deterioration of soil may lead to other environmental effects, such as water pollution, which also affect the human health. Another environmental issue that leads to food security is high temperature and excess rain due to the climate change. So the climate change didn't just affect the plants, but it also affect human health in terms of we feel uncomfortable due to the high temperature, and our body sometimes didn't able to adapt with the quick climate change, and as well we may caught infectious diseases. So in terms of plant, it affects the quality of the seeds of plants such as paddy, wheat, and others because of the high temperature. The plant growth was stunted as they were unable to adapt with the change of temperature, and disease was spreading, which degraded the quality of seeds as well. Next, the issues that lead to food security is the poor agriculture market. Government efforts in maintaining, encouraging, safeguarding farmers' interest in agriculture should be improved, as farmers are being paid unfairly and cause high suicide attempt and less interest in this field because of the debt that they have. Therefore, to overcome these issues, an intervention must be made.
One of the upstream intervention made for the agriculture sector in India is by the World Bank. So the intervention focused by the World Bank is on the irrigation development. The World Bank has assisted the large-scale irrigation project in India by providing financial allocation for the irrigation development. This includes supporting the construction and rehabilitations of irrigation infrastructure, promoting water-efficient irrigation technique, implementing measures for efficient water use, and also agricultural conservation. So for example, the World Bank has allocated an amount of 5.5 billion in net commitments to fund the development of public program to improve the agricultural sector. So one of the project was the Andhra Pradesh Integrated Irrigations and Transformation Project. Basically, this project focused on improving the irrigated agriculture efficiency, which aims to enhance the water security, to reduce the climate change impact, and then it promotes climate smart agriculture practices and more. Meanwhile, for the downstream intervention, the government of India has formulated a number of policies and intervention in order to improve the agriculture sector in various aspects, including agricultural productivity, food security, climate change, and more. So this policy focus on agriculture market interventions, subsidies, government scheme, and also technological advancement. For example, the Indian government has adopted Paramparaga Krishi Vikas Yojana policy back in 2017, which aims to promote organic farming that helps to maintain the soil's health. So through this policy, the government strives to switch from the conventional farming to organic farming by adopting the eco-friendly and cost-efficient technology and emphasize on the usage of organic fertilizer through the implementations of model organic cluster demonstration and model organic farm.
So for the introduction of air pollution in Thailand, air pollution is defined as pollution or the indoor or outdoor environment by any biological, physical, or chemical substance that alters the inherent properties of the atmosphere. Common causes of air pollution include residential burning devices, motor vehicle, industrial operation, and forest fire. Particulate matter, carbon monoxide, ozone, nitrogen dioxide, and sulfur dioxide are all serious public health concerns. Both outdoor and interior air pollution cause asthma and other ailments, as well as significant morbidity and mortality. Thailand has faced air pollution for a long time, where it resulted in some tragedies. In Thailand, also has suffered from such issue like other countries, such as industrial issue, which is agriculture, and also the from industrial activity and mass traffic, mainly cars, buses, and motorbike. With an abundance of low quality diesel engine and a large number of vehicles on the country's highway, it's no surprise that Thailand has a problem with this. As part of the solution, critics have asked for extra funding in more and clean for the first issue, air pollution in Thailand is agricultural burning, whereas Thailand uses that way in order to plant new crops. Agricultural burning is a low-cost method for poor farmers across the region to boost yields, eliminate garbage, and extend agricultural areas. It is a symptom of low-tech, labor-intensive agriculture method where combined harvesters shed crop waste. Many mountain farmers do not have advanced machinery or find it impractical to employ on slopes. Instead, they burn agricultural waste from maize and other crops, which is a low cost and efficient way to removing fields for subsequent planting. And then some farmers prefer to burn it at night so that The sources of the smoke is less visible. Manual stock cutting and leaf collection is time consuming and expensive, and there is limited access to machinery, which is pricey and only utilized to clear a few percent of the crops. Around 10% farmers are trapped in this loop because of poverty. Many farmers have debts to huge agricultural enterprises. Worsening COVID-19 uses and declining commodity prices make clearing crops any other many impossible. Lower infection of the respiratory system are the most common cause of death in Thailand, having grown by 77.1% between 2009 and 2019. Lung disease and COPD are also among the top 10 reasons for death in Thailand. Air pollution is the seventh leading cause of mortality and disability. So the second issue of air pollution in Thailand is vehicle emission. As you can see, vehicle emission by mass burning factories and building site does contribute around 90% of the harmful particle in the environment in and around Bangkok. Then as pollution level rise, so do related health economic consequences. The administration is smart in an intellectual command and control attitude and only appears to be responding by focusing on less pollution control measures. This is because less enforcement measures such as restricted strategies has proven ineffectual. Vehicles spewing harmful black emission are nevertheless widely used. For the example that we can see here is regarding the transportation usage in Thailand. Mostly people are using the transport such as car, motorcycle, and any other transport that can cause emission. The emission from vehicle has a significant impact toward the air pollution in Thailand. So the impact such as particulate matter (PM) is released into the atmosphere by vehicle, particularly those driven by diesel engine. PM is made up of tiny particle or liquid solid form that can be inhaled and cause harm to the respiratory system. Particles like this contribute to smoke and haze production, increasing visible and creating respiratory difficulties. Unattended vehicles are a substantial cause of greenhouse gas emission, particularly carbon dioxide. Emissions like this contribute to global climate change.
Thailand currently lacks a formal law addressing air pollution. Instead, the topic is only briefly acknowledged in three linked laws. Four measures on air pollution have been written since 2019, and three of which have already been submitted in Parliament. The Royal Thai government was aware of these issues as the public health data is decreasing, and many cases related to respiratory and even death are increasing in the country. In the regulation back in 2019, the government has decided to put air pollution as a national priority. The National Action Plan for Addressing the Pollution Issues Particulate Matter 2019 to 2024 has been established by the government, and they aim to empower the local authorities to overcome and tackle the source of air pollution. So in Thailand, the main source of pollutants are emissions from industrialization and the agriculture sector. Thus, every public agencies, industries, local authorities is needed to work together in fighting these issues. The Society and Health Institute director under the Ministry of Public Health said that the decision was well drafted, but there will be remains gaps in execution of Thailand because they might need a new powerful law and powerful law enforcement to deal with extensive and complicated issues like air pollution.
The first government intervention for air pollution in Thailand is to promoting the cleaner energy. Deputy Secretary General to the Prime Minister and acting government spokesperson, the government appeared to be moving forward with its desire to establish Thailand an expert in cleaner energy. However, through the encouragement of investment in the electric vehicle sector, the Thailand government has established a strategy to emphasize the use of clean energy. The electric vehicle incentive program reflects ASEAN progressive investment in suitable transportation in order to keep pace with the global transition to electric vehicle by major automobile or automakers. In 2021, electric vehicle ratio stated that the number of electric vehicle in ASEAN reached by 3.4 million in 2019, and it is expected to rise due to the region rising economic growth that to expand the population and environmental concern, especially in air pollution. However, air pollution in Thailand also come from the coal-based power generation. To reduce the coal-based power generation, the main cause of air pollution in Thailand is from coal-fire power plant. In order to reduce the nation's reliance on coal-based energy, the government in Thailand has been established or encouraged it use less and has they set the goal to reduce it by 2037, producing at least 25% of the national electricity from renewable sources. However, in Thailand, reducing the production of coal-based electricity has proven essentially for reducing air pollution and enhancing the public health. Next intervention is the vehicle emission standard that's set up by the government of Thailand. Mostly, the government of Thailand is the standard, the Euro 1 emission standard was implemented by Thailand in 1998, and it has since been upgraded to the current Euro 4 standard in 2012. Euro 5 and Euro 6 will implement a particular number standard and further restrict nitrogen oxide and hydrocarbon emission. This is from the China Daily in 2033. The electric vehicle monitoring system also launched by the Thailand government, which is the Ministry of Natural Resources and Environment in 2020, to encourage owner or the user of the vehicle. It is to maintain the condition of their vehicle. The system track the emission from large vehicle in Bangkok especially, and other city also relate with this. Vehicle emission standard has resulted in lower emission from new vehicle. The enforcement of this law continue to be a concern. To cut down on automobile related air pollution, Thailand has established vehicle emission regulation. However, the emission requirements have been brought into the compliance with the European Union Euro standard. Since 2016, Thailand has adhered to Euro 4 standard, the most recent emission standard for passenger car. However, in 2019, this standard will apply to all disease vehicles, including the truck and buses. Thailand has adopted Euro standard, including Euro 2, Euro 3, in addition to the most recent Euro 4 requirement. There are many of policy have been implemented by the Thailand government to minimize emission from all the automobiles. Currently, in order to advance the national agenda and address the issue of particular of pollution, Thailand is delaying the adoption of the Euro 5 emission standard for newly built automobile. As a result, from the vehicle emission standard, car use less fuel, they emit fewer emission and spend less money on fuel. It also decrease emission of greenhouse gases, and lowering greenhouse gases emission result from a reduction in the pollutant that produced by the cars. This is support sustainable growth and help to combat change in the environment.
Third is air quality monitoring. The air quality in Bangkok has experienced a gradual improvement, with the majority of air pollutants now meeting the established ambient air quality standard in Thailand. This positive outcome can be credited to the collaborative effort of multiple sector and stakeholders. Government body, private entity, academic institution, and the general public join force to consistently address air pollution. Moreover, it has collaborated with other relevant agencies to implement various measures aimed at tackling the issue of PM 2.5 pollution. One such initiative is the establishment of the BMA PM2.5 Air Pollution Prevention and Solution Committee, which is chaired by the Governor of Bangkok. The primary objective of this committee is to oversee and monitor the situation, analyze data to guide operational unit, facilitate coordination among relevant agencies, disseminate information regarding the PM2.5 situation, and offer guidelines on preventing and minimizing health effects through social media platforms. The primary goal is to actively monitor, report, and communicate updates regarding the PM2.5 air pollution situation while also fostering collaborative effort to promptly address the issue. C46 2020. First is Climate and Clean Air Coalition. The Pollution Control Department in Thailand, through its Center for Air Pollution Mitigation, has joined forces with the Climate and Clean Air Coalition to establish a collaborative effort. The primary objective of this partnership is to identify and implement effective solutions for reducing short-lived climate pollutants. By addressing this pollutant, Thailand aims to accomplish its climate change objective while concurrently enhancing air quality throughout the country, safeguarding the health of its citizens. There is a strong connection between climate change and air pollution since they often stem from similar sources such as transportation, energy generation, agriculture, and waste management. Short-lived climate pollutants including methane, hydrofluorocarbon, and black carbon are potent contributors to both climate change and harmful air pollution. The new partnership is a component of the CCAC supporting national planning and action to reduce LSCP initiative. The Pollution Control Department will collaborate with esteemed international research organization, namely the Stockholm Environment Institute and the Institute for Global Environmental Strategy. Their joint effort will focus on conducting a comprehensive assessment of air pollutant, greenhouse gas, and short-lived climate pollutant across Thailand. This assessment aims to quantify the type and quantity of pollutant emitted from various sources, including transportation, agricultural burning, electricity generation, and industrial activity. CCSC 2021.
The air pollution in Thailand was basically caused by issues due to agricultural activities, industrial activities, and lack of enforcement by the government. The people in Thailand burned their fields for agricultural purposes as a means to clear the field for the next seasons of crop plantings. However, it produced a thick smoke that is unhealthy for human health. Carbon dioxide from smoke were emitted to the air, which also impact the environment. So, when humans breathe in such poor quality of air, and they will have issues in breathing, other respiratory diseases such as asthma and infection in the lung, and even death due to air pollution. Statista Research Department in 2022 stated that approximately 223.4 thousand male were reported death in Thailand as of August 2022, and female were around 50,000 less than male. Besides, vehicles used by humans on a daily basis have caused emissions that are quite hazardous as well and contributed to degradation of quality of air. Traffic jams cause cars to stop for a long time, which is a waste of the burning of fuel, but emissions are still happening. Therefore, the air quality is degraded, and therefore it is suggested for people to reduce their emissions by using public transportation or carpooling. Then the lack of enforcement also contributed to the issues, as there is a lack of enforcement to control the behavior and activity of humans in Thailand, which can be prevented or reduced in the first place. Therefore, it was encouraged by everyone to put effort and involve themselves in supporting the reductions of emissions or activity that can improve the quality of air in Thailand, or else there will be much more cases regarding on health issues and human might death. were increases because of the poor quality of air. Therefore, government are taking actions in overcoming these issues.
So the upstream intervention made to control the air pollution issue in Thailand was by the Asian Development Bank. So basically, the ADB has been promoting the renewable energy consumption practice in Thailand by investing in the renewable energy project in order to enhance the usage of clean and sustainable energy sources and to reduce dependency on fossil fuels in order to improve air quality, such as on the solar power and wind energy. So for example, ADB has invested an amount of 98.7 million USD to develop the Hanuman farm, which is also considered as the largest wind farm in Thailand, which be able to reduce about 200,000 tons of carbon emission in Thailand. So the ADB has funded about 2 billion USD in order to reduce air pollution by investing in technical and financial resources and also capacity building to execute projects that promote air quality and reduce carbon emission. For example, they developed the Asian Clean Blue Skies program through this fund. While for the downstream intervention, the government of Thailand has been involved in a partnership with the United Nations Environmental Programme, or known as UNEP, as one of the mitigations effort to improve air quality in Thailand. The government has collaborated with the Climate and Clean Air Coalition, or known as CCAC, that focus on creating initiatives to reduce pollution, improve human health and mitigate climate change. So CCAC helps to provide additional expertise, resources and also best practice to enhance Thailand's effort in combating air pollution and climate change through policy and plans formulation.